Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this new and very special episode I am filming today of Renegade Talk, where we are going to meet two new renegades that have been on the set of one of Ren's last videos. So, hi to you both.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Yeah, great.
So, I really wanted to start off by both of you maybe introducing yourselves and telling us a little more about being a renegade and what that means to you.
Okay.
You go first.
My name's Lily. I have been a renegade for nearly 2 years now. And it's honestly been the best and most comforting time of my life. Knowing that there's a family there, or a family that accept you for who you are, and you've got a friend there who has gone through struggles of his own, had a tough life in himself, and knowing that he understands in a way, and that he is so welcome to anything. Really sweet.
I'm Mila. I have only been listening to him for about 2-3 months, but in that time he's helped me a lot with his music and with his fan base, and especially the friends we made whilst we were in the music video. They really helped me.
So, because you're a new renegade, a newborn, how did you get introduced to him?
Lily introduced me to him.
Because you've both known each other for a while?
A year?
Yeah,
over a year.
And how did you get to meet then?
College.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you do in college?
I'm currently studying childcare level 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in English.
Okay, and so you met there, and then Lily said, "There's someone I'd like you to meet."
Basically.
And what was the first song you showed her then?
Probably the first song I heard was Hi Ren,
I think
and
that's the first one you showed me.
I know a lot of people who I have introduced to Ren have had their own ways of understanding that song, so it's usually the first one to get people drawn in and like, whoa, this is crazy.
It definitely is one that got
yeah, so it's usually the one that I'll show people first.
So, because you've done that with other people than you did with Mila?
Yes.
Yeah.
I talk about him a lot and how his music's helped me. So my entire family know about him, have listened to him. A lot of my friends too.
all of your friends.
Yeah, all of my friends. I like to find someone for other people as well, because I know if someone helps me, that they can also help someone else, and then make the community bigger.
Yeah, of course. And so, Mila, how did you find it helped you the most?
I struggle a lot with mental health and that lot.
Mm-hmm.
When I got on his music and really listened to the words and the lyrics, and a lot of the time I really relate to them. So just listening to him and relating to them helped me a lot.
Yeah. And same for you then, Lily.
Basically, I am currently going through loads of hospital appointments for a diagnosis for a chronic illness.
Mm-hmm.
That's only been the past year. So the year before, it was also health. Listening to some of his songs and being like, I understand you, you understand me. It's really beautiful.
Do you want to share what type of chronic illness and what you're going through, or don't you want to talk about it?
I don't mind talking about it. I am currently being tested for POTS and a couple of others that I've completely forgotten the names of.
Endometriosis.
Yeah. And it's been a very tiring, hard year. Loads of ongoing hospital appointments, not understanding what's going on. Trying to learn about myself while others are learning about me. It can be really stressful. But having friends and people like the people that we met at the music video, a lot of them also had chronic illnesses.
Yeah.
So being able to find people going through similar things and being able to talk to them about it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, of course, because I think there's a huge part of the fan base that is dealing with those issues. So it must have been very comforting for everyone, I think, to meet in real life, because it's good to have support on the groups and online, but it's really nice to meet the people and to spend some time with them. And I know that Emma and Roxy have told me about that too, that they were really happy to get to meet some people and to kind of create a new private group of the ones that have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I suppose you probably also kept contact with some of the people you met.
Yeah, we still have a messenger group chat full of the people that we met, and from time to time we update each other, and it's like our own little family. It's really sweet.
Yeah, that's really nice. And so when if we dive into the music video, when that story popped up, did you immediately think, oh, I have to try and get there? Or was it kind of, how did that, play out for the both of you?
I put it off for a very long time. I myself thought that I wasn't fit for it. I wouldn't have got chosen, so why would I sign up for it? And then I think it was 2 a.m. a couple of nights before. I was laying in bed and I was like, you know what? It's come up again. It's a reason to try.
It's almost like a sign.
Yeah. So I quickly tried to find an outfit, took a photo of it, sent it through, and then the next day I was with Mila and I was like, you need to sign up for this, because to be fair, with my social anxiety, I would not have been able to do it by myself. So having someone there that is like someone that I know closely, and then she signed up. It's a funny story. We didn't get the email straight away.
I think we got it 2 days before.
Yeah, we got about 2 days before. And I was in my room on FaceTime on FaceTime, and she was like, check your emails now. I've got the email, check. So I checked and I let out the biggest scream.
And I think my whole house heard it.
Anyway, and then I ran down to my mum and I was like, Mum, I got into the music video. I was like jumping around, really, really excited.
Yeah.
And I let Facebook know I was him, and it was incredible.
It's amazing that you both got chosen, though, because it could have been either one or the other, or none of you. And so it's really, really amazing, because I think Roxy told me there were only about 140 people. And so that's a relatively small group. I can imagine from the tons of emails and posts they must have gotten. So it's really amazing that you both got in.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big worries. It was only going to be one of us, and then we'd be too scared to go. So that's why I need to check her email. Let's see if she's got in. And then she said she got in. I was like, okay, we're not doing this alone. We're doing this together.
Yeah, that's really amazing, because Roxy and Emma, I don't know how much you talk to them, but they are in a very kind of similar situation. It's very strange, because I think Roxy was Emma was the first one to answer to the casting call, because she did it's almost like she did the same you did, Lily, is that she put it off for a few days, and she thought, well, anyhow, I'm not fit for this and I'm not going to be chosen, and so she didn't do anything about it. And then I think, like, the day before, she decided she wouldn't lose anything by just sending out a picture of herself. So she got dressed up and did a picture in a kitchen and sent it out. And then she said, she called Roxy and she said, you should do the same, because maybe we could go together. And so, out of nowhere they got both chosen. So that's really, it's amazing. It happened to, two sets of people. That's really amazing.
We actually spoke to them quite a bit, and I think we became really close to them. We ended up being in like the same shots and stuff. It was
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, because I know a little bit. Well, you're going to tell me about, your version of what happened and what you went through, but I have a little bit of information from the both of them on what they did in the video and what happened there. So once you get the answer, then did you go down together? Did you go there together to Brighton?
Yeah.
I stayed at yours the night before.
Yeah, we left at 7:00 in the morning.
Oh, on the day off?
Yeah.
So
Oh wow.
and we were sat on the bus and we were like really freaking out.
We were like, this is happening. We're going, like, we're on the bus.
But did you realize at that time what you were really getting yourself into, or?
No, not really.
We had no idea what was going to happen, where we were going. But we ended up meeting up with some of our group before we all walked to the area that we were meant to meet at. And yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, very strange. We were sat outside for hours. But it felt welcoming. It wasn't like we were just a random group of strangers. It felt like we'd all known each other for so long.
Yeah, I think that's something that's really very prevalent in this community of people, because there are a lot of like-minded people. So I suppose when you walk into a group of renegades, there's already some connection there. So you already feel like you understand each other and you know a bit of each other. So that must be really nice. And so you were in that street, which I think Roxy told me was Screecher Street from the video.
It was.
Yeah, did you get that right away when you walked into the street?
I was like, whoa. This was where it was filmed, and it became more real the longer that we were there. And Connor was there, and he was just like walking around taking pictures with people. And then we were put into groups.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up making a couple of friends from that group too, and we got given keychains with the SickBoi logo on it, which was really cute.
Oh yeah, nice. And so did you meet, was that the moment where you met like the team?
Only some of them. There was group leaders, which one of the ladies was the person that ships off the merch. So she merch off and stuff like that. And we ended up talking to a lady who knew Connor's family, so she was close to Connor. And she was really sweet. I was there talking to her about how long I'd been a fan of the merch that I collected, my tattoo and stuff like that.
Oh, because you have a Ren tattoo?
I do. I have the freckled angels, angel wings on my
nice. Where? Sorry?
my arm.
Oh, okay. When did you do that?
It was a couple of months ago, I think.
Oh, so it's quite fresh then.
Yeah.
And Mila, do you have any tattoos, like in general?
I have tattoos in general, but none.
Yeah. Are you thinking about getting yourself a Ren tattoo?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And Lily, any future ones you're going to get?
Any that you haven't got yet?
I want to get the chalk outlines serotonin thing. I don't know. Yeah, I want to get that. and I got my phone signed by Ren when I was there, and I get that well.
And so when you so you got divided into groups that were going to do different things and film different parts of the video and stuff. And so that was then in the afternoon, right? Yeah. How can you describe the feeling of what you experienced, and when you went in and you started filming the video, and what happened there and how you experienced that?
It was surreal, honestly. We walked in and there was cameras and stuff, and I thought I'd be really nervous when I walked in, but I didn't. It felt completely natural, and again, like we were a family that were just trying to film something that we'd known each other for ages.
Yeah.
And it was really, really sweet.
And how was it for you, Mila?
I think as soon as we walked in there, I saw like all these people, and I think just a shock of nerves kind of went over me. Like, I'm actually doing this. It's not like a dream anymore. Like, we're actually there. And then when we actually started filming, I was loving it.
Had you ever done something like that before?
No. I think the closest thing I got to being in an artist video was when Vic, when he was doing his show in Brighton at the Dust. I think it was the Dust. And he had Flackers recording it all. I'm in the majority of that video because I stood right at the front singing all the lyrics. Yeah.
But you went there for the concert. You didn't go there to get filmed, so it was very different. But did either of you do any theater or something when you were younger, or nothing like that?
I used to do school production, so I'd been in a couple of school musicals and stuff like that.
So did I.
So being kind of on video or up front, knowing that I need to be professional, it came as quite a normal thing.
Yeah.
But I hadn't done it in so long. I was like, I need to make this perfect. I need to not like mess it up. And
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But so you had a sense of performance.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Is there anything, did you get assigned any special moment in the video? Is there any moment that we're going to see either one of you alone or do something?
Yes.
There is one scene where we've got animal masks on, without going into too much detail.
Ooh.
Mila was a fish.
Very good one.
And there was a scene
where we were dancing on stage.
We were dancing on stage as well during a part of it. And there's also where I'm bitten by a vampire. So I have to dramatically fall to the floor. And it got to the end, and my head was right by the stage. And Ren nearly dropped a mic on my head as I was laying on the I had to lay there completely still, acting like I was dead, and tried not to act terrified that I could nearly had a microphone dropped on my head.
Well, that would have been a very memorable injury for you, to be injured by Ren directly. When you arrived, you saw the team and everything, but then I think I know Ren arrived a little bit later on, but so you filmed with him there then, obviously, because he almost injured you. And so how was that for you both, to have him standing there in front of you and really meeting the guy?
It was as soon as he walked through the doors, I looked at Mila, I was like, oh my god, like he is right in front of me. And I'm gonna bring up a guy that I met there. He was one of the dancers for one of the scenes. Some people will know him as Trix from Strawhat Dynasty.
Oh yeah, sure.
He was stood in front of me originally, and he could see the smile on my face, see how happy I looked. And he was like, do you want to stand in front of me? And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, absolutely, stand in front of me.
Oh.
And after the show, he had come up to me and he was like, you seeing how happy you were really made my day. And that I inspired him to keep going with what he liked, because one day someone will look at him the way I looked at Ren.
Oh, that's really
He
nice.
was really sweet.
But he seems like a really, really nice guy. They both seem so genuine and so really, really nice. And I've watched his videos of when he went to Brighton, and he really seems like a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he really is.
And so, yeah, Mila, what did you think when you saw Ren come in?
I thought it was all a dream, like it wasn't real. I thought, I'm gonna wake up any second now, he's gonna be and then actually started singing and we were really getting into it, like dancing. And then I kept obviously looking over at Lily and looking at everyone and how excited they were, and it was just kind of like it brought, I think what to say. It was like it made me feel happy to see that me and everyone else was so excited for him to be there and to watch him.
And so afterwards, after the filming, did either one of you go to the beach?
Yes, we did.
We both did.
Of you. Oh. And so, because I don't know if you discussed this with Roxy, but she was really almost in bed when she decided to come down. So she really had a lot of luck having someone send her a message.
Yeah, it was actually us that messaged her.
Oh, really? Oh. And so, so when you, after filming, I know that everyone went to have a drink together and stuff before going down to the beach. And so I can only imagine that's the moment where you had time to speak to one another and to meet, to really meet people from Ren's team and to have a little bit of a discussion with him. So so how was that, and how was it to meet all those people, and what did you talk about?
We did a little before we left for the beach. We had a little clubbing session where they played music and stuff like that, and that's when I got to speak to Ren and tell him how much his music has saved me and how much he saved my life and stuff like that. But then he started telling everyone that they were going to the beach, and I was like to Mila, we're gonna miss our bus, but we're going to the beach.
Oh yeah, sure.
Then we all walked down. We had to grab planks of wood because we were going to do a little fire on the beach.
Yeah.
Vic decided to leave the wood by a bus stop as we went into the corner shop and then forgot it as we walked off. So Ren was like, where's the wood gone? And I said, oh, Vic's left it. And he was like, has he actually? And I'm like, yeah. We had to go around finding tons of new wood. Luckily we found a couple of bits, and then we found a spot on the beach. Everyone started crowding around this fire, and we had drinks, we had music, obviously we had the fire. As the time went on, we ended up passing drinks around, and someone was handing out tequila, and everyone was going around drinking straight tequila. I decided to be a brave soul. I took the tequila, chugged it, and then when it was time for me and Mila to get our bus, I stood up and planted. right in front of Ren.
Oh, that's perfect. That's the perfect ending to your day, right?
And then because she face planted, I was laughing so much, I just kind of fell backwards and started laughing.
Oh, ideal.
Yeah, perfect. But
So did he pick you up is the question.
No, he didn't. I stopped laughing at you.
But then we said goodbye to him. We said that we had to go get our bus. He said, "Get home safe," and gave both of us a kiss on the cheek, which is always going to be my bragging point now.
Yes.
That Ren kissed us on the cheek. And then we went into the Burger King, which was across the road, and there was Knox and everyone else having food, and then there was me stood there at the self-paying machine getting angry at it because it wouldn't press what I wanted. So I ended up giving up and going after and following you.
Yeah, me rushing around trying to find a toilet. I think we left at 5 to get the bus back.
Yeah, so we were there for nearly a good 24 hours.
Yeah. And so who were the other people you met then on the team and of Ren's friends and Knox and everything? Did you get a chance to talk to anyone else?
We spoke to Vic. I've also got Vic's signature.
And me.
And good old Josh.
Yeah.
Josh. Josh was the one. He kind of was managing it, sort of. He was telling us what scenes were coming up, what we had to do. But he was great. He knew how to keep the crowd lively and not so nervous. He was very, very good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, perfect. And so what is your, like, when did it really sink in when you got back home? When did you really, because there's so many emotions probably rushing through you, you know, during the entire day, that there's probably no time to really comprehend anything that's happening. So when did you feel like, oh, you know, I really was there and I'm going to be on that video? When did that hit you?
I think it hit me the day after. As I woke up, I was like, wait. And then I looked at my phone case, saw that it was signed, and we're actually there.
You looked at me and went, wait, that actually happened.
It actually happened. It was crazy.
And so, Mila, what's your best memory from that day?
I think when I was the fish,
Yeah.
having to try and dance like a fish.
Well, I can't wait to see you as a fish on the video. And what was the best moment for you then, Lily?
I think it was after filming when we went and we all met and we got to get photos with to explain just how music helped me and the impact that he's had on my life. And I got a hug and he spoke to me too. And it was really, really.
I'm so happy for you. You got to do this because it's an amazing experience. And I also think that's what I told Roxy and Emma, is that because he is, you know, probably going to get an exponential following in the next few months and years, this sort of thing is probably never going to happen again, or you know, or to, you know, a happy few. So having this opportunity before he gets too big to really meet him and to really have that kind of personal interaction is absolutely amazing. And I think you're probably going to be, you know, some of the last people to experience that with him, because I think he's going to get bigger and bigger over the next few years.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so did you both see the Fire in the Booth the other day?
Yes.
Are you familiar with Fire in the Booth?
I honestly didn't know what it was until Ren announced that he was going to be on it.
Okay.
But seeing how well he did on it and how, like, I just think he's so talented, and it's crazy how much talent he really does have. Yeah, I honestly thought it was incredible.
Is that something you experienced when on set when you were filming, to see him perform stuff? Is that something you felt too? Because then you obviously got to hear a multitude of new songs and new material and stuff, because I know that on the beach he showed some new songs to you and stuff. So how did you feel about this version of him that you're getting now, which is, you know, tied to what he is, but it's a bit different from what he's done before?
Him on Fire in the Booth, I think I love anything that he brings out. So Chalk Outlines is one of my favourites, and then the Fire in the Booth, I'm just like, he can switch from different genres so easily and pull it off every single time. And I know that takes a crazy amount of effort just to be able to do that in general. But he does it so easily. And obviously with his own struggles and currently going through the treatment he's going through in Mexico, him still being strong and like understanding everyone else and making it as important to everyone else it shows how like nice guy that he is.
Yeah, because that's what I also got from Roxy and Emma, is that they felt that him and all the people on his team are really very genuine and very nice people and have very good positive energy and stuff.
Yeah, I just want to thank anyone that was in that video, like in the shoot, watching this. I just want to say thank you for so welcoming, so kind and open to talk to everyone and respectful, because it made it such an enjoyable like place for everyone, and I think this really will be a key memory for people.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. That was really nice to have you. And I hope to hear from you soon again and to have all of the details next time we meet.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you and see you soon then.
See you soon. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.